Hey guys, welcome back to the bench. We're doing a little bit of action for the back of the Starfighter. I'm going to attempt to make a droid. I have this pipe here loaded up into the, actually the head of a droid. I'm not going to make a whole droid. I got this pipe loaded up into the Proxxon FD150E, and it is about 12.65 millimeters in diameter. It seems to be a good fit for the top of this area back here. Then on the Proxxon table saw, I cut out some little squares. I cut a strip like 14, 13, and then I cut off some 14s. So what I'm going to do is glue these on here like this. So in order to do that, I'm going to get out my pencil here and a straight edge. Oh, my ruler's missing. I'm just going to pay for that. So we're going to take this here, mark that like that. Line up these two corners, mark that like that. Take my center punch, mark it in the middle, and then we're going to come up here with the tailstock on there like that. Get a little bit of pressure. Make sure we're good to go. And then I'm going to hit this with some glue. So I'm going to hit it with the slower setting stuff here, and you'll get an idea of what I'm doing here. Alright. And then we'll let that sit, and then I'll glue the next piece on, and the next piece on, and the next piece on, and then we'll shape it into a dome. I might do a flat stop, like just put an angle on it, I'm not sure. But we'll turn it down, and then we'll shape it. But I'm going to bring you back when I have all the pieces glued on to make this dome here. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so I glued up 4. I was going to glue up 5, but I think 4 is going to do it. It's still setting. I made sure I put a towel under here in case some of that glue dripped. I didn't want it, and I just glued it up. First I used some of the regular Tamiya cement that is a little bit thicker. I brushed that onto the piece, pushed it on there with the center, the live center, and then I slowly spun it with my finger and then brushed the Tamiya extra thin to seal up any gaps, put a little tension on it, and now I'm going to let this dry for probably, I'm going to let it go for a couple hours. I'm not going to, I want this to be solid. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use actual turning tools on this, or we're going to have to just hand shape it, which is no big deal. I can do that with a file. But this is where we're at this point, and we're going to hopefully, I want, let's see if I can get a piece of paper here. I'll show you what I'm looking for shape-wise. Now, I'm not going for a dome like R2-D2, but I am going for an astromech kind of shape, like a chopper or a T3M4. So I'm going to have a base about that big, and then I'm going to come up at an angle here. Come at an angle here, and then flatten off the top. And then we'll put some little, we'll have it like this. And we'll have some little panel details on it, and maybe a little antenna there, a little dish there. Dish, and then we'll have some panels here, panels here like this, and it'll close off at the bottom. So, and then that will fit in this area over here. I got to close this area up, but before I close this up, I need to cut out the cockpit region, which I have. This is not bad. I kind of like it. I can close off the back, and then the droid sits behind it, and close it off with a piece of clear acrylic so you can see the droid. And the droid could see astromech technically. It isn't a perfectly flush fit. As you can see, it rocks here. So I'm not sure how I'm going to address that. I might just sand a flat spot on here, and so it sits in a little bit. Like mark out exactly where it's going to go. And then I also have to deal with this swoop in the front here. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage that. I might. It's already sanded. It's already flat, so I could glue a piece of thin acrylic on there. And then I just have to worry about this angular section, or I could cut the whole thing here and put a different front angle piece on it that doesn't have that section on it. So this is what I have so far, and like everything else, things change. So this is the current cockpit. I might end up cutting my own acrylic and doing a different cockpit style, something like this right here, where I have a similar section here, and then it comes out at an angle like that was trying to draw that when I was on the camera, like this, and then we have a cross beam here, and then it comes back a little bit shorter like this, and then it has, you know, kind of like that. It's hard to see, but you know, I could cut all that on the bandsaw. It would be a little thicker than I would like it to be. We'd have to polish it out, but I'm not sure. It would look good on this because it would, you know, let's see if I can get something that writes on this here. So it would come to right about here. So it would go like that. And then it would kind of go like this, and then shoot back like that, and then there'd be a cross beam here, and then this would go into the where the droid area sits. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but it's on the menu on stuff I have to do, because before I do any more to this body, I need to get this hole in here to fit the cockpit into the hole. So, and then I need to come up with a way or something for this back section here. I was thinking about just putting some sheet on it like that, and then having a lower section for a like a turret cannon, you know, on a spinning turret cannon, and it can, you know, shoot behind it and shoot below it. I'm not 100% sure yet. These canopies would go on here. As you can see, these all fit. So I could, in theory, close up the hole with these, and then, you know, when it's painted, it'll be closed up. But I don't like the profile on the bottom of this. I kind of want a different profile. Not 100% sure on the profile that I'm looking for, but what I can do is like this stock right here. If I can get a bigger piece of this, like what's inside the gun now, that's inside the chuck now, like this, and cut a piece of this and frame it in there, and then we kind of got, and then I just have to frame the sides of it. So, you know, something like this, where it swoops, or it swoops down, and then I just fill all that, and then we kind of got like a shape there. You know, bring it up so it's flush with this, and then it's just a flush swoop going down. But again, I have to cut out that cockpit section before I do that. So that would be what, you know, something we can do. You know, or I can leave this, you know, with a hatch that opens, and then you'd be able to access like the hyperdrive and some of the main engine and things like that. We put some pipes, hoses, things like that in there. Not 100% sure. I don't want to have to do too much interior detail on something this small. The other unit I'm making will have more of an interior and workable. So, yeah. So that's where I'm at on this. This turned out where this is all smooth back here, and then we'll get the engine mounted, the engine mounts for that, so we can just slide it on. And then we can have, you know, 4 or 5 pieces that are ready for glue that we just have to do some modifications to, and then we are good to go. So that's where we are on this. When I come back, that'll be the Droid shell will be dried up, will be fully cured. I'm gonna use a solvent. What is that? Fused? Yeah, that would be the word, fused. So when it's all fused up, because it doesn't dry, it really just evaporates. The solvent just evaporates, and then it's fused together. So it's not really curing, because there's not I guess it's like a chemical reaction with the solvent. The solvent's more evaporating, and it's not like generating heat to cure like what you would have with concrete or epoxy. So I'm not sure. Leave it in the comments below, and we'll get back to this. We'll get the shape in this here a little bit. I'm gonna pause here, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll start shaping this. Alright, I started to turn some of this down before I realized the camera wasn't on, so here we go again. Let's do this here. Let's go back in here. Touch off. Go in to there. Looks like about where I want it to be, as in shape wise. Yep, that's about what I want. Oh, I still got a flat spot there, but we're going to angle that up. So let's work on that part here. Now I want to cut an angle on it here. I have to remove the tailstock, so I need to back this out here. Actually, I think I can do it all the way forward here. Zoom you out here so you can see what I'm doing. Just driving this forward here so I can turn the tool angle here. So that's not the right one. Andy, you are so right about needing the T-wrenches. Alright, so let me clean this off a little bit. I want to go 0. 0 is probably 10, 20. Let's do 20 and see how that works for us. Now what I want to do is I want to shorten up the tool here. Sure my tool is cleaned off here. Now, I know how to do this on a 3-way compound lathe. I'm not sure how it's going to work on this one. So that is the wrong angle that I want. I want the other way. Alright, so let's do this way. Right there. And then let's see if we can get this tool in far enough right there. Now, if we come in and then we turn this way, we should get the flat we're looking for. Make sure that's locked down. Back that off a little bit. Alright, let's bring it in a little bit. Bring it in a little bit. Oops. Let's back that off. Let's take a look at what we got here. We still have not went through that flat spot there, so let's go in a little bit more. I'm just doing this all by eye here, from what I can see actually. Alright, that's exactly what I'm looking for right there. Let's back this off. Slide it down there. I'm going to turn this on here. I'm going to hit it with my file. some 400 grit on a Jenga block. Alright, now what we need to do is make a little bit of an indentation here with a different tool here. I'll show you in a second. Let me get this back to 0. Get this cleaned up here. Alright, need a bigger, okay, committed, need a bigger shot back. Okay. Now let's bring this out here. Actually, I want to leave that like that. Let's get this tool out of here. And I want to try this Accu-Sure tool. I'd like to try the Accu-Sure tool. I know I didn't put that away. It should be right here on the bench. Should literally be right here on the bench. It's the weirdest thing. Like, it is right here on the bench. It's right where I put it. So I'm gonna hop up in this egg. And I'll use this tool right here. Probably not as the tool is intended, but now back that off. Want to just touch this. Just make the slightest little groove. There. Perfect. I'll sand that a little deeper. That's all I wanted right there. So we got the top and we got the bottom, and let's get this out of here so we can take a better look at it here. Oh no, I didn't put my tools back. No, come on. Be better than that. Alright. Let's put these back. Let's put this back. Shouldn't leave your tools in the tool holder, you know, for storage or anything like that. You could bang it, knock the edge off. All that good stuff. So that was the Accu-Size, not Accu-Sure. I don't know. I want to mix their name up, and I feel awful. They send me stuff, and then I butcher their name for here to eternity. All right. So let's put this back here like that. All right. Let's take a look here. So we got this. We're gonna add some detail to this, and then that will slot right in the back there for an astromech. So that is that. I might do a little more detail and put some legs on this guy. I'm not sure yet. So he's not very true to the pipe he's glued onto, but really I just needed an upper part, so I can cut that off and then just mount him a little risen from, or actually a little embedded, so he looks like he was inserted from the bottom. So that is the astromech, and that is the conclusion of this video. I will end it with my wife's dollar store finds. She found me this right here. This little angle thing. You can put things at an angle on it. And my current sanding thing is this right here. And it's a pain in the butt, so I'm going to be transferring it to one of these. All this stuff. But what I'm doing is I'm attaching them together. So I have this tray thing in the middle for these bigger pieces like this in the middle of the tray, plus back here, and then I'm going to have this one on this side like so, and then I'll have a proper little sanding dock for all my sanding needs. So that's been in a long time coming. So, and then she got me this, or she found this for the mini lathe right here, and then I got a slightly larger one for the 250 lathe that we haven't torn into yet. And then also this little doohickey here for sorting stuff. Not sure what I'm going to do with that. But she also found me 2 more of these in black and white. So I may attach these to that black thing I just showed you. Give me a little bit more storage. I kind of want to get rid of some mess I got over here with a rack that I don't care for, and I'd rather have like a couple of these racks back there so I can just grab stuff, maybe even for glue and whatnot. So actually, let me see. Yeah, I don't know, I need something, so I'll figure it out. I'm gonna get working on that today, and that is gonna do it for this video. Oh, also, I'm sorry, I forgot about this. These little wooden craft rings from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to try to split them on the lathe in a future video, and then mount a piece of plastic, heat it up, and use it for my vacuum form. I can get larger ones of these, but these are 2.6 inch, 6.7 centimeters, so I'm going to see what I can do with that before I branch her down any other ways to go. I'll tell you, the Dollar Tree has really helped me up with prototyping and storage and just jigs and templates and just scrap stuff I can just tear apart to use to build to work on a project or whatnot. It's fantastic. But that's going to do it for this video, guys.